All right, welcome to the Oakdale Park and Recreations Commission meeting on February 15th, 2022. Do roll call, and we are missing Glenn, Mark, and Jenny. Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone get a chance to look at, what we, it was October since we met last?
No, doesn't that seem like
Really?
ages ago?
Seems like a long time. Everyone get a chance to look at the minutes? Any questions, comments, concerns? If not, I'll take a motion to approve said minutes.
Motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Those are approved. Then we're going to, no old business, new business. We're going to start with Jake first, or are we going to go on to Jim? Introduce Jim as the new,
All right, where do you want me here?
wherever you want to be, I don't care. Public Works Director, correct?
Yes, Public Works Manager.
Manager?
Yep. So, just like to say thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight, introduce myself. My name's Jim Romanik, newly appointed Public Works Manager, January 12th. So, pretty new to the job, but looking forward to the challenge. Things are in great shape coming into a position like this. Jeff Koesling and the Parks crew has done a really good job over the years. Brian Bachmeyer set up a lot of good programs, a lot of good things for me to follow up on. So just a little background on myself. I started working for the city of Oakdale in 1985. I started as a seasonal employee. Did 3 years seasonally, started full-time in 1988. Back then, the position I had was in streets and parks. It was a combination department back then. That's how small we were. So 17 years on the crew. 2005, I was appointed streets and fleet superintendent for the city. So 17 years on the crew, 17 years in that position, and now, like I said, January 12th. This year I was appointed Public Works Manager. Like I say, I wanted to make sure to thank Brian Bachmeyer for the 33 years he did with the city and the job that he not only did with the Public Works Department, but to the Parks Department, and for his service and time that he dedicated. It was tremendous. A lot of effort was put into it on his part, so can't thank him enough for that. I grew up in the city of Oakdale, went to school here, Oakdale Elementary, Tartan High School. Actually, I don't even know if Jeff knows this, but my career in interest in parks and becoming involved with the city started out as an 8-year-old. I wrote a letter to the city council at the time asking them to consider building a hockey rink at Guthrie Park, as that's where I grew up, about a block away from there. So I was shot down, but
Now you have say.
yeah. But I did spend my time then after that at the hockey rink at Tartan, at the previous rinks that were there. So just been around a lot of it. I played a lot of sports and OAA when I was growing up, and enjoyed the parks here tremendously, and just look forward to the opportunity to work with all you folks and the rest of the city staff on all the keeping the parks in great shape and making them enjoyable for the future. So thank you for the opportunity.
Welcome aboard, and I hope we do a lot of good projects together. It'll be
Great, I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank Mr. Brockmeyer for his
Yeah.
many years of service. He was a good asset here, I thought anyways. He'll be missed. But now we got Jeff and Jim, so.
Yeah, I will add that Jim is, since I came off the crew 9 years ago, and him being the street superintendent, I've said this many times, he's the binding of our book down there between the superintendents. I wouldn't be where I am today without him. So I'm proud to not only work beside him, but work for him now. And Want to thank Brian. The only difference between these two is Brian was a lot nicer, so. I'm kidding, of course, but yeah, Jim will be great. Like I say, I'm proud to work for him, so, and he's always there to help us, so he's been great. Good guy. Couldn't have picked a better person for it.
Awesome, look forward to it. We're gonna skip over that one. City council update, Mr. Ingebrigtson.
The only thing I had tonight was regarding the input of possible park upgrades. But Julie, we are going to table that tonight?
Yes,
Because,
correct.
okay. And I don't think it's a real time-sensitive issue. I did have a pretty lengthy conversation today about it with the city administrator. So the only thing I will throw out there is that I believe Gulfview is the oldest. Would that be right, Jeff?
No, Tanner's is.
Okay.
Tanner's in Eberly.
I mean, but Gulfview, it's been the longest since there's been any updates. Would that be accurate?
We haven't
No.
been out there for. quite a
No,
while.
I've got the list, what was,
It does say Gulfview was 2002.
yeah.
Okay.
Tanner's was back in 90,
Guthrie and Tower,
Okay.
1999.
well, Tanner's was 95, and then
Yeah, and-
Eberly was 98,
Okay. So it's not.
Golfview was 2002.
My info is bad then. But take Gulfview out of consideration, and the reason being for that, we are fairly confident that at some point a developer will get involved and Jeff, you probably know a lot more about that.
I've just heard a little bit,
Yeah,
so you
so-
probably know more about it than I do, so.
I was gonna say the same about you, but
That's a big chunk of land out there, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep. Yeah, I would kind of just set that off to the side when you guys just have discussions and think about it, so.
That's interesting.
It's being taken over by,
Well, we don't really know yet, but I know there's been some discussions internally, and there's been some interest, so. And again, Jeff might know more about that than me.
Yeah, just, I know Jim might also know, from what we've heard, but, it's a nice park. It's a very low volume use park. I'm not there at night. During the day, I don't, I've seen daycare, couple, daycare moms are there, but it's not a heavily used park. And I know when I was first on the crew, we used to install a soccer field up there. It was sort of designed for that in that flat area. I know they do use the basketball court frequently. And then as the numbers sort of dwindled down in the OA soccer stuff, we quit using it unless they needed it. If we had overflow, we used that. But yeah, it's not a very, and like I say, I'm not there at night, so I don't know. But we never have an abundance of trash. We never have an abundant,
a lit?
Pardon?
Are there lights for that soccer?
No, it's just, there's a flat area. It was sort of designed to put a soccer field, or I know we've used flag football up there before too. We've installed it when we came up short. So,
Littler kids.
yeah.
I've been there, it was hard to find it. I've
But-
been there, but
Yeah, and I just from the small discussion I've had with Jim, yeah, that the development is possibly gonna maybe change hands or whatever. I don't know,
Yep.
like I say, I
But
don't.
there's a handful of
Yeah,
other ones.
they, in my defense, they typically don't, really tell us a lot about it until there's
Yep.
a formal ask, so, and I know we're not to that point yet, but
Okay.
I think that there is some increasing confidence that ask may be coming at some point, so.
Sure.
All right. Anyone got questions for Jake? Thanks, sir.
Yep. And Paul, actually, one for you. In 3 years on the council, nobody had ever said a word to me about this, and I've had two people in the last 2 weeks about a shortage of baseball fields in Oakdale. Would you consider that to be a real thing?
What
Yes
age?
and no.
Well,
I mean, there's
And that's-
different ages and
Yep, no,
different
and-
size
yep.
base
It's
paths.
at the upper level, I think is where it's at. And I think it's where they want to utilize the pinwheel a little bit more. But with OA rules, we don't allow any of our groups to play at the pinwheel if the alcohol concessions is open.
Okay.
We don't allow the mixture, so then we pull them back, because I think
Okay.
Kurt's using maybe 2 fields a night, 3 nights a week or whatever, where we could utilize the other ones, but the alcohol is what pulls us away.
Okay. Yeah, and I had heard nothing in 3 years, and then 2 in the last 2 weeks, so.
Yeah, it's something that's mentioned every year with
Okay.
us. So, but, I mean, we gotta stick to our guns of not allowing the young kids around the alcohol,
No,
so
that's fair.
that's kinda where we're at.
You have used it a little more in the past couple of years when
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
when the
we-
adults weren't there.
Yeah.
So,
and
which is
that's-
nice.
And our director at that level works really close with Kurt and Todd. So I told him to work with him to figure out, maybe he can condense his night's use and use all 4 fields so that we can get 1 extra day on the pinwheel. But I said it's totally up to Kurt. I know he's got a big program over there, so
No, I think it's all over. Softball has just sort of
dying off.
dwindled a little bit in the past 10
So,
years.
I mean, if
maybe.
we could work them that way, if we can compress them, we can get 1 more night, I think is really what the older group is looking for. So,
Okay.
Sure.
I just told him to work with Kurt on that. All right, anything else?
Nope.
All right, I think. Walton Ballpark, Ballfields, 5 through 8. Are we,
We're gonna pull that one as well.
We're
for
pulling that one?
Discussion next month. Yep.
okay, I thought it was just an update of what was going on. Okay. Then Julie, you're up.
I think Jeff is before me.
Ladies first.
You're always before me.
Okay. Well, I don't have a whole lot. You'd think you would. Winter's going good. Our rinks are being used. They're using the heck out of our rinks. So we had a little trouble in the beginning getting them. We had weeks of 50 degrees, and then it would be 10, and then it would be 45. And then once we got that going, we always like to have them open prior to Christmas vacation. So we were right on the verge of that this year, right on the edge of it. But we've had a really great season for the rinks. It's with our 2 warming houses, the one at East Side and the one at Walton down here. We just had a glitch last week. We had a power deal down there, and it was in the box. It was a bad GFI at Walton. So I thought it was the heater in the trailer tripping it, in the new trailer, and it wasn't. The electrician came out, and it was a bad GFI in the big box. So changed it out. Everything's been fine. So there was a hiccup for that for like a day and a half, 2 days. I think it affected the shift of the rink guards 1 night, 2 nights maybe. And but we've had a really good season for it. So, and the weather looks really good the next couple weeks so far. And it won't be anything high, but that sun's getting a little, you can tell now the roads are melting off. So it's starting to, like Jim mentioned yesterday, maybe we're turning the corner here a little bit. So,
Well, when it's 15 degrees out and you're seeing puddles,
yeah.
you know the sun's
It's a good thing. I mean, spring is coming. I don't want to wish it away, but. And otherwise, the crews are busy. Snow removal when it snows. They've been in helping Jim. He's also running the street crew with his new position. So we try to help him out there too as much as we can. So it's priority, and then doing trails. And so yeah, we're just staying busy with everything, equipment maintenance. And it's been seems like the winter sort of flew by so far. So once we get to March, it's sort of, I like it because then it means it's almost over. Tournament time, she's over.
Yeah.
And if it snows, it melts off the next day, the streets anyway, so. But we're just planning, looking forward to get some seasonals on board this summer. So we've struggled the last couple of years with the COVID 2 years ago, and then last year we only had 3. So hopefully we can get a full staff on board for that. And that's about all I have. Any questions or?
How are they treating the warming houses at East Side?
Excellent.
and
We've
Walton?
had no issues. They've done, they're really a nice setup. I mean, it's compared to what we had over here, and they love them. So the only thing at East Side I've heard, put the bigger one. I went with the smaller one for getting it in and out of there. We can go with if it's the same price as what we're paying now.
How
So
are the pucks with hitting the building?
haven't had an issue. I have walked around them today.
Nice.
There's been nothing. So yeah, they've left them alone. It's been really good. So
Well, when you're talking about those temporary warming houses as opposed to doing,
well, it just
I mean, are you finding that might be a better thing to?
Well, I don't know about that. It works. It'll be great at East Side because we really have no room to put a warming house there. But for down here, for right now, compared to what we didn't have anything last year. So they've really, it's been a great. I don't know, Julie, have you had any feedback from your staff?
Yeah, they've definitely been used. Nathan will provide his, when he does his report at the end of the season, I'll have that, probably at the next meeting. So that's kind of the breakdown of how how much they're used, you know, what's busiest, what's not, you know, those kind of things. So I'll have that for you guys next month. Be able to look at those specifics.
Was Teja using the rink at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
They haven't, no one reached out.
Wow,
There
because
was
he had
one-
come
one
in
party.
front of
Yep.
us and asked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't, I mean, if they have, I didn't know about it, and I haven't seen a permit for it, so.
yeah, and they didn't come to us either.
I don't want to, and just chatting with Nathan throughout every week, he said that it's been great, so. They've worked really well, so,
He must have found ice somewhere else then.
yeah. So that's all I have. Any other questions?
We got questions for Jeff? Besides his welcoming him back from a
Yeah, well,
long stint?
good to be here.
Yes. Julie?
All right, so I've got the February update. Our spring newsletter has been out for a few weeks. Actually, it went out early in late December, so we've been busy taking registrations for upcoming programs. And this newsletter, the spring newsletter, covers the months of February through May. AARP tax assistance, so the Discovery Center is once again acting as a tax assistance site for ARP. They're here Mondays and Thursdays from 9 to noon through April 14th. So this is something we partner with them every year, and nearly all appointments have been booked. So that's always really popular for participants. Our indoor market is rolling along. It continues this Saturday, February 19th. March 5th and the 19th of March as well. We've got a few new vendors signing on here late season. We've got Silver Boom Coffee, Lucky's Hot Sauce, and Perry Family Farm, which are veggies and canned goods. We'll also have two sisters performing live music, and that'll be on February 19th coming up here, and on March 19th rather as well to wrap up the season. Our snowshoe rentals, really popular this year. We've seen over 55 rentals since we started in December. As a reminder, rates are $5 per person for a 2-hour rental, and we've got sizes available for both kids and adults, and reservations are recommended for groups of 6 and more. As Jeff mentioned, our warming houses and ice rinks, it's been a really good season for us as well. You know, we always plan to we shoot to keep them open through February, but, you know, we'll see what happens with that. But it's looking good so far. We've got the warming houses at Walton, Northdale, and East Side. And like I mentioned, Nathan will have that final rink report in March for us. Our Artist of the Month, she is Marilyn Stevens. She participates annually at the Discovery Center and at our Oakdale Art Discovery Fair, where she sells her photography, ink drawings, and watercolor painting. So we're happy to see that she comes back every year and participates in our Artist of the Month program. Our snowshoe sip and sample, that was last Friday, this past Friday here. We had over 75 participants. We do this annually at the Discovery Center. So basically, participants snowshoe through the luminary lit trail of the nature preserve. Thanks to Hy-Vee, they served a variety of appetizers, and they had beer and wine samples as well. We had prizes every hour, and participants enjoyed the popular vintage game room that we do in the classroom at the Discovery Center. Also, the Family Moonlight Snowshoe and Bonfire, that's through Wahoo Adventures as well. That was held this past Saturday at the Nature Preserve. We were full with over 103 registrations, so that was a big event, really popular. When we actually did that last year during COVID, we did it all outdoors, and we had close to 150 participants. So that's really come on, it's a strong program for us. We've got our Best Snow Sculpture of Oakdale contest. That's currently going on right now. We're continuing to take entries through March 31st, and this year's theme is snow castles. So the winning snow sculpture will receive a $100 Target gift card. We only have a few so far, so we're encouraging everybody to get their pictures in. We're starting to lose snow here soon, right? So let's get those in and get those to us by March 31st. Employment opportunities. So we are hiring summer program instructors. Starting pay is $14. Applications and job descriptions can be found on our website, and we are accepting applications through March. We typically haven't had a problem in the past, which has been phenomenal. We're thankful for that. So, but we're always looking for a few. We've got returners every year, and I think we have probably close to 6 or 7 for this year, but we will be looking for additional applications. So hopefully we'll see some come through here. And then finally, the 2021 rental report, I've attached that. If you see that, and that just includes our shelters and our Discovery Center rentals for the past year. Take a look at that. Other than that, I can stand for any questions from anyone. Comments?
I got nothing.
Nope, okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Actually, the rental part of it will help us with the playground on how much it gets used.
Well, yeah, the shelters are always really busy, and they were very busy last year.
Yep, awesome. All right, commissioners' reports.
You know what?
Freddie.
I do have one comment, going back
Oh,
to the
sorry.
shelters being used. You know, like, last year when we did park cleanup,
Okay.
and someone had a baby reveal party,
Mm-hmm.
you can ask them not to use that, it was like the sticky stuff that they exploded.
Is it confetti kind of type?
Yes.
Yeah, and we
What's
do
the-
ask them not to.
It was the
Okay.
can, you know, the
spray
yeah, the
cans
spray
stuff.
cans with that have the blue or the pink.
It was a mess to
Yeah,
try and.
right, and we have that, and it's in the contract too. So that, we have that out there, but not everybody always sees that. But yeah, that's a problem for Jeff to have to clean up as well, so.
Did Eastside Park cleanup last year, and
Yes, we'll take a note of that, thank you. Get that out maybe a little more.
yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Commissioner reports. Freddie?
We got nothing.
Got nothing? Steve?
No, I just, I agree that the warming shacks were good. I live right across from the east side. They're always good. Check this one out, so, success.
Did you ever
Yeah.
find out where the switches were for the lights at Eastside?
No. Well, I did find out that I wasn't supposed to be skating on it that night, but we were anyway.
That's why we couldn't get ice going there, because Jake was over there ruining it.
Well, I only did it once, me, my wife, and my kids.
Do we know where the light switch is for that rink then?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, it's right on the, oh, excuse me. It's right on the, there's a cage there. It's got a hole, just every 45 minutes. It's a
okay.
big red button, so. We used to have a sign, a plastic placard there that they must have tore off, so. Get it
I
replaced.
just got a call asking for where it was at, and I've never
I
been there,
called
so.
them when
Yeah,
I
it's a
wasn't
big
supposed
red.
to be skating there anyway.
It's all right.
Yeah, no, in my defense, I mean, we had no idea. It was just, you guys had flooded the rink that morning. The ice was fine.
Yeah, it was 40, 45 degrees and you're trying to get ice, so it was just.
So on the Walton rink, sorry, Steve,
You're fine.
are we, I know last time it was kind of beveled up into the center
Like
where
this.
it would dry out in the
Now
center.
it's like this,
Now it's like this, and we're
no issues.
golden?
Golden.
Nice.
The center would melt out. Any sunny day, we'd lose the center because it was only about 1/8 of an inch.
Right,
It's golden.
good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve.
No, that's good. That's all I had.
Dan?
Yeah, I'm just gonna mention our Oakdale Wellness 50+. We have our page in the Oakdale update, and there was some changes to our first Tuesday events in Washington County. May 3rd is not gonna be the pollinators one. It's gonna change out. To find out about those events, you would go on to Meetup Wellness 50+ Twin Cities. We haven't fully established our meetup scheduling yet, so it's not complete, but the May 3rd one is going to change out. And just to remind you, there's a Red Cross blood drive coming up March 29th. You do have to call in to the Red Cross Blood Organization at 1-800-733-2767. And otherwise, refer to that page in our Oakdale updates to see some of the other events that we'll be doing throughout the year.
Shannon, is the blood drive here at City Hall?
It's always at Discovery
Oh,
Center.
the Discovery Center, okay.
Is that a different one that sits out here then?
Must be.
Oh,
City
yeah,
must do one.
yeah, I think there is,
Two that run in
Yeah.
here? Okay,
yeah, but they need blood, so,
it's true.
yeah, so,
Anything else?
nope, that's it.
All right, motion to adjourn.
Motion.
I'll
Second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, and good night.
Freddie, did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
Actually, it was on. They let them play.